Hello and welcome to, we're looking at the Biohazard Zero manhwa manga, Chinese manga. Here's a translator and editor, Luna in the studios, and a disputer, Project Umbrella and RG Digest. Included this issue, a biochemical bullet, and it was $14. Is that US dollars or Chinese? I don't know. I hate this world ever since both my parents died, one after the other. I was labelled by other people as cursed. I wonder who this is talking about. My relatives and so-called friends will keep a distance from this silent boy, with little fighting strength. Their responsibility for me would devolve into a passing game, where I would end up an orphan once that ugly game was over. But one day, when I was at my lowest, hiding deep in the woods, I saw her, that little white rabbit. I have no idea who these people are. And it's gonna go like snarl and whack. It was then my life would be forever changed. She would pull me from the depths of hell to paradise, a paradise of a little princess living in a luxurious castle with extraordinary style. I don't know what's going on. Sosis was a benevolent, kind-hearted soul. I saved her daughter, and in return she refused to shun this cursed person and treat me as if I was her son. The next few years after that would be the happiest in my life. In their castle I felt extremely happy and free, until one day my ball landed in an area of the castle that was off limits, where no one could step foot in. Well, it just goes underneath it. I've played it, I don't remember all this stuff, but oh well. In my glee I forgot in that moment I was cursed, but when I stepped foot into that cellar, a feeling of dread suddenly rose in my chest, growing stronger and stronger as my heart would beat faster and faster. And it was then I saw a glimpse of hell. Biohazard Zero Prologue, aka Resident Evil. Oh, I think I remember what this thing is. A sarcophagus. Are we sweating? Okay, tack. To the stars, a series of mysterious deaths occurred in these recent months. The bodies of deceased were visually savaged, as if it is assumed to be the result of a wild animal attack, putting the neighbours' residents in a panic. I hope that the relevant departments will send the personnel to investigate these grisly deaths at the Arkley mountain range as soon as possible and put our minds at ease. Ooh, dark stars. Oh yeah, this is the start of the game. See, this is in the game. Attention, this is the Stars Bravo team. You are speeding through a restricted area. You are ordered to stop the train immediately. Repeat, stop this train immediately. Chugga. Captain Marina. I've issued a warning to the train, but there was no response. Over. Alright team, listen up. Change of plan. There's a mysterious train running down a suspended railway. It's our job to investigate. Richard, Kenneth, you two are taking point. Rebecca, you'll serve as backup. Now is good of a time as any to gain some experience with Bravo team. Yes, sir. Okay, weird. Whatever. Go easy on you, kid Kenneth. Don't be too grouchy. Everything's clear. Stay focused, Richard. Okay, go. Oh, I'll try to remember how it starts or not. But I think there's. Your job is to assist them in completing their mission. Other priorities are moot. Keep communication open and often during the operation. And do not engage without permission, understand? Once the mission is complete, we'll rush back to our original objective and likely return back to HQ. So back to the forest, I guess? My first official act as Bravo. Gotta make it count. That's gonna do damage in the knees. As expected from the members of the Stars Bravo team, Richard Aiken and Kenneth J. Sullivan made it down in no time. Richard and I will take care of the cleanup work first. You'll be backup. Be careful. Yeah, well, yeah, you see it from Rebecca's point of view, don't you? Yeah. As these two entered the passenger wagon, they felt a change in the air, as if instinct told them to take strict precautions from heroin. On 3, 1, 2, 3, move, clear. Something's definitely wrong with this train. There's so many empty compartments. Because I'm sure the train has people. Meanwhile, on the other side of the train, as backup, Rebecca would choose his hidden carriage as drop-off, but would discover that this particular compartment was like being in a high-tech laboratory. I'm just skipping over zombies, aren't they? Why have these advanced instrument installed in such an ordinary train? And what is all this strange liquid? You, is this train owned by Umbrella? That's the organization we're supposed to investigate. Could these bizarre murders somehow be connected to them? Meanwhile, Richard and Kenneth are about to enter another compartment in the sweep, where they would discover they weren't alone. That looks like, I think I know who it looks like. Oh, zombies. I thought it was Billy. Never mind. Freeze, nobody move. Stars, this train is under suspicion of interest, and you will give us your full cooperation. He. Gunshots? Oh wait, bang bang. Bang, bang, bang. It should be like bang, bang. No, it should be bang, bang, bang. Gunshots? There's Billy. Hurry up, goddammit, or I'll throw you in jail with the rest of the prisoners. The hell? Don't know who she is. One of the carriages not far from the laboratory was an actual prison cell. I think it's a hijack. Maybe they're finishing ghosts. They're shooting at something. Hey, it's Billy. Tom. Who's Tom? Sigh, Jesus. Whatever, man. The messier the better. Looks that way. Yeah, who are these people? Billy Cohen and the other inmates quickly unlocked their handcuffs. There's only two of them. What's going on? Repeat, there are hostile intruders occupying cars 3 and 4, requesting immediate support. Judging from the weapons and equipment, these men appear to be security guards, monitoring the prisoners. Message received. We'll be in right away. Billy, grab his weapon. See how you like it, bitch. Go, go. I feel like you think go, go, go. Wow, must mean something, that. Now armed, the prisoners make their escape. This way, come on. Just as Billy opens the door, Rebecca rushed over because of the gunshots, and the two would run into each other. Yeah. To make their escape, Tom was forced to punch Rebecca in the abdomen. I don't think you were forced to do that. What are you waiting for? Let's go. You just punch a random woman. Oh, is Tom like the bad guy for now? The prisoner is not familiar with the train's layout, and thus at a loss to find an exit. Ka-choo! Acting rashly, one of the guards took aim of his weapon and fired at a vital target, killing the prisoner instantly. Trying to escape her? Die! Bang bang! Look at him! Look at his eyeball! Look at it! Very blurry. Good thing we're not getting monetized. Tom responded instantly and shot back at the shooter. A quick burst made his would-be killer suffer. Not long after, more of his pursuers have arrived. Take him down! Bang bang! There's too many of them. I can't shoot my way out of this. Better die on my feet alone. Oh, you just pushed Billy. Tom would relax as he sealed the door. Hey, why'd you close the door? Tom, what the hell are you doing? And releases a grenade safety catch. Get out of here. No, Tom, don't do it. Creating an explosion powerful enough to blow apart an entire passenger car. The built-in laboratory and all its contents were not spared from the blast. Ah, my head. In the aftermath, the scene was laden with charred bodies. So only survivors are Rebecca and also Billy. Hey, wake up! From the remains of the laboratory, an unknown chemical will leak out from the ruined capsules, resulting in something horrible. We will never wait. Yeah, I don't think it's Tyrannosaurus or whatever. Welcome back. I'm so glad. Rebecca's kindness will be reoccupied with fright by a startled Billy with a loaded gun in her face. Well, Billy is supposed to be a bad guy. That's the weird image. Meanwhile, this man was a pilot of the stars. How did he end up as dinner for these crows? They're really violent with the eyes, aren't they? The answer for inquiring minds was a catastrophic result of a helicopter crash. As for the rest of the stars, a familiar scarred hand. Two youths well acquainted with each other. Well, there's a rabbit and clock. Looking at these two in the picture instantly takes them back in time. Who are they? Wait, that's... What the hell? That's Lisa Trevor, isn't it? Well, that bit is. Okay. Ah! I wonder who this guy is. This man wakes up from a dream. But was it really a dream? Or some memory of the past? And the pocket watch, could the boy in it be him from back then? And the girl? Ha! Ha! Sir, everything's ready. Good. It's gone mad already. This trial has got to work. I'm confident it will, sir. What are these monsters? How could they possibly exist? A selection of biochemical weapons were released in the secret room ready to kill the mystery man with the scars on his arms is conducting an experiment with one monster codenamed Tyrant as a target. That was a Tyrant, not Tyrant. So, what are they called? I don't know what they're called, and then the insecty things. Okay, he just ripped him apart. No. His battle process is remarkable. Excellent. With little effort, the Tyrant ripped apart the other biochemical weapons by himself, like a wild beast. His techniques were brutal and not powerful. Ah. Fuck. This nigh unbreakable glass, made from the same materials used in aerospace, would yield to a Tyrant prototype's heavy fist. This mystery man, however, would express disappointment rather than fear. Another failure. So is this Wesker or... Here we go. Stop with the eyeballs! Jesus, there's another eyeball. The monster's cellular structure began to break down. Failure? Again? Before it would ultimately fail. It's just random... random segue. There's not part of the game at all. Whatever. Now listen carefully, you flaccid pencil pushing folks. I don't care what methods you use, or how much money it takes. If the next test trial that fails under your supervision, there will be consequences. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Didn't mean to laugh at that. It turns out the inmates on the train were delivered as test subjects. We'll be getting a new batch of raw material on board one of our express trains. We can use them as test subjects for the next trial. I can hardly wait. Look, something's on the CCTV. As for the rest of the stars, they decide to resume with their original mission to investigate the old castle they suspect are connected to the grisly murders. So not the house, the mansion even. It's a weird choice to go. And here we are back here. The next sounds were made behind Rebecca. Well, we just deafened her. And probably blew her eardrum out. Those killed by the explosion from earlier were later contaminated by the lab's leaking chemicals, reviving them as zombies as they suffered towards Rebecca. What's the noises? Fortunately, Bill noticed something was wrong early and turned his gun towards the leading zombie for a headshot. See, it's the eyes again. Although the zombie was shot in a critical spot, it opens its mouth to devour its prey, Rebecca, as soon as it saw her. No way. What's this? Just pulling out a knife? Yep, knife straight to the head. Courage is a factor for earning one's place with the stars, as Rebecca would prove to Billy she had plenty of by thrusting her blade into the zombie's skull. Let's go. That blade should have killed him. It's like those things of the living dead. Impossible. It has to be something of those chemicals in that laboratory. There's too many of them. Keep him busy. While Rebecca would seal him away with the door. Still coming. We won't last much longer if we stay here. There has to be an exit. Clink. You don't need to tell me twice. We better find an escape soon, or we'll be their next big feast. The two would come across another compartment. There's a train. Yeah. Ooh, what's that? Squeak squeak. Rats. Not only have humans been affected by the chemical spill, but rats have been zombified, ready to pounce them both. Rats aren't in the game. I remember that. Billy would turn around and blast the zombie rat away like a crack shot. Blam. Like its human counterpart, the zombie rat survived and squealed ferociously. That must sound awful. Looks like I was right. When that one chemical enters the body, its host will mutate into something terrifying. In the end, it lost to my gun. One of these we can handle, but if Billy would soon feel a sense of dread. You hear that? Squeak, squeak. I do. When there's one, there's none. There's lots. Looking around, they suddenly heard countless scurrying sounds throughout the entire carriage. Rebecca and Billy's escape is about to get much more difficult. What the hell is that sound? Oh, wow, there's loads of them. Jesus, there's so many of them. Hundreds of zombie rats were pouncing Rebecca and Billy from all directions, covering them in scratches and bruises before they could even have time to react. That is a lot. That's probably why we're not in the game. Swarms of... What does a scorpion? So, swarms of zombie rats and a monstrous scorpion. These are amongst the mutant remains of a shattered train. How were these two escape from the biochemical horrors before them? Why did the man with the claw marks engineer these monsters like zombies? All these and more will be answered in the next issue, the next video. Dun dun dun. And now on to issue 2 by Biohazard Zero, manhua. Important stuff to look at there. This one comes with a feature gun. I thought it's a free gun. A metal model pistol of an M92F. Anyway, let's get into it. Previously, Bravo Team's helicopter has crashed before approaching the destination, resulting in the death of their pilot. Because a particular terrain was deemed suspicious, Bravo's team owned Rebecca Chambers, Richard Aiken, and Kenneth J. Sullivan would be sent in to investigate. This castle, hidden deep in the Arkley Mountains, is a progenitor of these bizarre events, with the Bravo team infiltrating the big house after the helicopter crash. While beneath this castle lies a mysterious biochemical laboratory, developing monstrous bioweapons and other sinister plans. Then we got Richard, Billy, Tom, Tom is dead, Rebecca, Kenneth, and a mystery man. Might be Wesker, might not be Wesker. Rebecca and the other Bravo team members would split up, where she met Billy Cohen, and Tom during a prison break. The mystery man would retaliate, forcing Tom to act in self-sacrifice with a grenade to help Billy. The explosion would trigger an unforeseen chemical leak, revitalizing those killed during the escape into undead zombies. After escaping the zombie horde with great difficulty, Rebecca and Billy would be faced with the biochemical scorpion stinger. Whoosh! Whoosh! Ah. Billy reacted quickly and dodged the attack, but the stinger's giant claws plunged deep into the wall and got stuck, allowing the zombie rats to scurry around and devour Rebecca. She's dead already? Nope. Over here, you piece of shit. Brrr. Bang, 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 bang. Despite his bravado, Billy knew the stinger could easily tear him apart. His M92F pistol blasted violently into the bioweapon's carcass, causing the mutant scorpion to screech in pain as it received its bullets. Wham. Let's say whack. Wham. Billy's made of some tough stuff, isn't he? Billy! Billy! Billy's violent bombardment has merely angered the 8-legged monstrosity. In return, the stinger turned around and attacked Billy into a train's winery. Why the train of a winery? Damn, even with all those shots, what the hell are you made of? Well, he says that as he's still stunning. Clink, clink. Billy's injuries from the stinger's tail would take the toll. The biochemical scorpion would also sense its adversary's fatigue, where it slowly approached its prey with absolute confidence. Is this it? The fatal blow? Whoosh, flex, clench. The stinger readies for the kill while Billy's situation is dire. He showed no fear. Perhaps he has one last play to make. Splat. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, it's Rebecca. Do like that shot, actually. Before an answer was reached, bullets from his saviour were fired wildly. Whether it was due to the distance or simply lack of experience, all of them would miss the stinger's massive body. Crash. Billy, do it! Flame on. Is he the human touch? Oh, she shoots him as well. Billy remained calm and threw the candlestick on the Stinger's alcohol-soaked carapace. The wine ignites instantly, engulfing its entire body as the mutant scorpion screeched in pain. Rebecca, this way! Haha. Is that a laugh or... A moment of relief, and Rebecca gasped for air like a deflated balloon. As she relaxed, Billy, on the other hand, was still on edge, making him more akin to that of a professional soldier. Was he not a soldier? In the game he was. Oh. Phew, wonder what Umbrella made on this train to create giant scorpions, killer rats, and the Walking Dead. Umbrella? Well, just the two were mulling over Umbrella's connection with these monsters. One of those very monsters that suffered the fires of hell broke free of its inferno. So it's on fire now as well. No way! However, Stinger's giant size would not allow it to crawl away completely. It could barely squeeze half its thick body out from the hole. Ooh, fire extinguisher. Rebecca, you go up and divert that thing's attention. I'll find a way to detach the car it's trapped in. Billy knew the Stinger would not stay trapped for long. Making every moment count, with a strong pull, the fire extinguisher would lift. Although its attacks were quite limited, the Stinger was more than a match for Billy. Pinned between the two cars, its great pincer ready to strike a blow at then Billy. Bing, bing, bing! Hey, over here! Loom. Loom? Come on, baby. Our fate is in your hands. Danger. Highly flammable. Slink. Rebecca, get back. Everything's good to go. What? I can't hear you. Okay. After planting his makeshift bomb, Billy ran to another car, waiting for Rebecca to reach a safer distance. Wait, is that? No, that's Rebecca. Yeah. With a burst of strength, the Stinger broke free from its tight confines, and Rebecca, the savior of the living, was caught in the bioweapon's giant pincers. Gasp. Rebecca! Whoosh, whoosh. Let it go. Why is it loose? The situation takes a turn. As every second counts, Rebecca is freed. Billy aims his gun at his bomb. All he has to do is fire. Shit, no ammo, we're screwed. But then, there's Rebecca. Such a weird way to say that. What? You shooting at it? Oh, I get it. We're on top. That's a bird's eye view, that's cool. Scree. The explosion will blow up drawbar and other connectors to pieces, causing the train to lose both power and control. At high speeds, the Stinger, despite its freedom and all its strength, can only look away as its prey slipped away. He's like, I'll get you one day. While the Stinger threat has been averted, Rebecca is faced with more immediate danger, such as the threat of being smashed into meat sauce by a runaway train at speeds approaching 150 kilometers an hour. This is it. I'm sorry. I disappoint you again, Dad. Rebecca. Who is her father? Did he handcuff her? Not wanting to let Rebecca die, Billy threw out his empty handcuff and used it to catch her mid-air, saving her from danger and probably breaking her wrist, but we'll gloss over that a bit. Will we fall in love? Sorry, I'm crushing you. Tug. Rebecca would forget that they were bound by the handcuffs in a reckless haste. Pulling her cuffed hand ruthlessly would hurt Billy's injured soldier. Oh God, how bad is it? And then there's a shot of the moon. Okay. In such a short amount of time, these two experienced dangers that no one would face for their entire life. They would take advantage of the silence to rest and tidy up Billy's wounds. Looks like your cuts were from fragments of that one explosion. Lucky for you, the wounds aren't deep. I'll disinfect them later. It's been hours since Bravo's team has boarded the train. I don't know if Richard or the others are even alive. He's eating me up, you know. So many bad things have happened on that train. I wish Captain Marina and the rest of the team were here. Billy doesn't look that happy. Their skills would be more than enough to deal with these monsters. I believe, no matter how difficult the task is, so long as the stars are out there, this conspiracy with Raccoon City and the Umbrella Corporation can't be difficult for us to unveil. Snake, yawn. That's what snake's called, yawn. The snake's not in this one. I'm sure of it, because I have faith in them. Wait, is that Lisa? What? Marines! My head. What's going on? Shut up, shut the fuck up. After hearing Rebecca's words, Billy would suddenly lose control and clasp his hands around her throat. Billy, wah! I'll kill you. Wait. I'll kill you. Wait, what's it? I'll kill you. Kill. I'll put you down like the dogs you are. Who's this guy? His surroundings would melt away and replaced with a pack of 23 animals doing unspeakable acts of violence. See, I said he was a soldier. Oh, these are creepy pictures though. Gang rape. From their sinister laughter, it's likely they haven't touched a woman in years. And this poor woman was subject beyond humiliation. Mom. Blam 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 blam. Although they didn't draw all the people. Stab. Ha ha ha. Die. Just die. Each body held dozens of bullet wounds. With 23 first-class Marines all dead in an instant, the brutality of his action was equal to the pain in his heart. He was stunned. His mother has been avenged, but so what? These actions cannot bring back the loved ones that were lost. There's more tragic in the game. Mother! Billy, what are you doing? It's me, Rebecca. You see, Rebecca. Cough, cough. Rebecca, I'm sorry. It's okay. Cough. Now, cough. It's all over now. Don't speak so soon. Shit, the trap zombies from earlier. We can get out through the roof. You first, then me. Crash. Give me your hand. Got it. In a rush of speed, the pack of zombies burst through the door and swarmed towards Billy as he was about to leave. Billy. Shit. Wait, how did they get uncuffed? Looks like there was no other way. Inside the cuff lies a single strange bullet. It's not like the others. What? Why? What? This is random. Seeing Billy's predicament, Rebecca was about to jump back to the carriage, but with all those zombies, that would be suicide. Oh, he's going to shoot himself. Rather than take aim at one last zombie, Billy would target his own heart. Will he take the easy way out and deny these zombies a kill before he becomes their meal? No! Well, what am I looking at? Other zombies. Billy, I'm so sorry. Rebecca knew that Billy was doomed, so she turned around and ran, believing the only way to stop horror was to find her fellow bravos, Richard and Kenneth. I don't know how much more of this I can take. Who's this guy? Rebecca. Richard, is that you? I've been looking everywhere for you. Is Kenneth? Upon closer inspection, Richard has turned into one of them. His half-human, half-corpse appearance shows he became zombified not too long ago. Be careful. As a hunter. Be careful. Rebecca finally understood what Richard meant as the hunter. A new type of bioweapon would explode out of the carriage and slash Richard in half. It's a brutal way to die. Wait. Yeah. While on the other side of the train, a man who should have died has instead gone berserk. Who? Is that Billy? Okay, just gets. Wait, that's it. That's the end of this one. Bye bye. And here we are with issue 3. Is volume 3 of 1 of Biohazard Zero manhwa. This one is a biochemical hunter featured item. And then the cover's pretty cool. Oh, translated as Luna Indie Studios and Project Umbrella and RE Digest. So we got Lisa Trevor, we got Tyrant, we got a Hunter, I want to say it was yawn, big spider thing there, and the cricket things. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Why was Billy Cohen imprisoned on that train and sent to Umbrella Castle? It all started with a very traumatic experience. 23 soldiers had visually raped my mother, and when found out, I retaliated. This is Billy talking. Killing them all. The trauma was so great that my mother would die sometime later in an intensive care unit. Because of my trial for killing 23 military men, I couldn't be there for her when she passed away. And I was sentenced to life in prison. What's he doing here? In prison, Billy carved into his arm with a knife the phrase, "Mother love," as a sign for his deep love for her. Yeah, that's just weird. Why would you do that? Christ, Cohen! A major officer suddenly entered Billy's prison cell. I don't know who these guys are. Don't you have any regrets killing your brothers out of reckless whim? I regret not cutting them apart piece by piece. Blasting them with bullets was far too humane. I'll bet. But have you ever thought that maybe someone had ordered them to do so? Ordered? Tell me, who did it? If you're on death row yet, you still want revenge? Well, here's your chance. I have an extremely dangerous mission. You're the best man for it. Ooh, it's a mission. Your goal is to be captured and taken to Umbrella Castle, where you uncover some incriminating evidence that we need to use against them in court. If you succeed, you'll be granted your freedom, and I'll make sure you're well compensated before I retire. Sounds good, Cohen? When this is all over, you must promise me who ordered those men. A biochemical bullet. Take this in case. You're put in a corner. Oh, that's the bullet he shot himself with. It can save you from all dangers, but at a cost. To avenge my mother, what else do I have to lose? Previously, Billy and Rebecca were in danger over and over before a large group of zombies had ambushed them. With no way of escape, Billy had to use a biochemical bullet given to him by the Major, firing it into his heart. That's a twist, yeah. The zombie pack was ravenous and Billy's gunshot did not scare him off. Oh, he's going to eat his whole hand. Seeing that Billy's limbs would become their meal. Ooh, he's going Super Saiyan. But unfortunately, the change came in time. What's with the eyeballs again? He's become Super Saiyan. Both Billy's form and strength had changed. Yeah, he's buying him nothing. Becoming far more powerful, the attacks from these low-level zombies were like nothing to him. As he smashed them into meat sauce. Why? Having was a translation thing, but still, why? What's strange is a distinct scar has formed on Billy's left hand after his transformation. It's the exact same one as the master of Umbrella's castle. From outside, a cry out for help shrieks into the night, attracting Billy's attention. A video shows what year this was made. Should know this, but oh well. Meanwhile, on top of the train, a bioweapon more ferocious than the zombies was prowling Rebecca. With little room for error, the monster pursuing Rebecca was coming very fierce and fast. But unfortunately, what's going on? Oh, it's Billy. Another powerhouse rushed from behind in time, giving Rebecca the advantage. Yeah, he's gone Super Saiyan. It looks like his arm's been cut off there. Well, claws are getting down. I was going to jump up behind him and dodge it. In a fraction of a second, the bioweapon pounced high into the air, making Billy's powerful punch miss. Not only does this monster have heightened reflexes, but amazing jumping power, with astonishing agility allowing its body to turn around mid-air. I kicked him and landed a heavy strike into Billy's back. Gah! Gah! What noise that was. Skied. The bioweapon landed gracefully and then leapt for attack. Well, these are quite tough in the game. Headbutting him. With the hunter's full body weight behind that blow, Billy was hurled straight off the train. After crashing on the rails, Billy looked up to see a train weighing 10,000 tons speeding right at him. Wait, it hit him off the front of the train with that and hit him square on. I knew a shriek of joy from the bioweapon. I didn't expect them to talk. Billy. Seeing that Billy was defeated even after his power-up, Rebecca was in awe of the monster's strength. Meet the hunter. Ah! A bioweapon made by inserting a fertilized egg with amphibian and human genes combined with a T-virus. His jumping ability and claws are incredibly strong, while his carnivorous nature is even stronger, capable of devouring animals twice its size. He's tall anyway, aren't they? But the Hunter R has its limitations. It can't stand sunlight or overall dryness, forcing it to rely on a humid environment to replenish the water in the body from time to time. It's a very weird thing to get weak to. As the train entered the swampy Arkley forest within the surroundings of Umbrella Castle, many of these hunters reside here and sentries against invaders. The Umbrella train has always passed through this area safely, but this time the Hunter R had attacked the train, as evidence of its claw punches and bloodstains. My turn, freak. No, out of bullets. Oh no, Rebecca. The hunter was about to taste young, succulent girl flesh for a rich meal. Some very weird words. In an act of desperation, Rebecca would take a signal flare from her bag. I thought that was a shotgun. And fire it into this thing's mouth. While lacking destructive power, the signal flare explodes with burning smoke. I keep pointing at the screen and you can't see. Because of the bioweapon's weakness to heat, the blast was surprisingly effective. Gotta get out of here. As she ran for her life, Rebecca's footing would become off kilter. What? As the train would be hurled upwards by an inhuman force, lifting the train as it was about to fly. Is that Billy? Billy is Super Saiyan? As the head of the train made it back to Earth, the force of a landing caused the entire train to derail. The impact shattered glass and threw debris out from the windows. Debris. The impact shattered glass and threw debris out from the windows. I think that's how you say that word, I'm not sure. With not a moment to spare, before the big bang, Rebecca would escape from the train. Boom. So, yeah, but your translation's tiny. Oh well. And fall into a nearby swamp without further injury. Sigh, it's finally over. Before she could finish, a figure would emerge from the flaming rubble. Shit. Despite the destructive power of the explosion, the Hunter R survived with its lethality rising to a peak. Within reach, a heavy machine was conveniently available to Rebecca to fight back with. But surprisingly enough, even with all her training, Rebecca didn't know how to properly operate this heavy weapon. Typical women. Despite her imminent danger, holding such a high-powered weapon brought Rebecca back to that one time. She can remember. Oh, what was it? Yeah, there's a shotgun. Back to a childhood incident that first started with her carrying a high-powered weapon. Rebecca, be careful of that. Guns are dangerous. Ah, that was Rebecca's father, on that very day when the Chambers family went camping in the wild. Dad, I want to go hunting in the woods too. Not until you're older, sweetheart. When you're older, we'll hunt together, but for today, I'll be hunting wild game, while you start up that fire with your mother and sister. Okay. Didn't know she had a mother and sister. You two go get some branches and water to boil. You go and get the firewood. I'll get some water. Okay. Rebecca, who has always loved her younger sister, never imagined this would lead to a twist of fate. While her sister went gathering twigs. Wow. Okay, this is just bizarre. Why is there a giant plant in the flashback? I'd never seen such a big, beautiful flower like this. Doom. I can't do it. Sis. That's strange. They've been out a long time. At that moment, rapid footsteps made their way to the campground. Oh, oh my God, Dad! What is it? Ooh, he's pointing at something. Rebecca was so frightened that she couldn't speak. Neither did her father. As what stood before had left her mortified. Well, I guess assume it's the giant plant or her sister, or both. It's both. Rebecca's younger sister, who despite her horrific injuries, would still make her way back to the campgrounds. What happened to her? Moaning absently, she was forever changed, no longer a human girl, but a monster. Despite her grotesque appearance, her mother's love to her child is unyielding. It's okay, Mummy's here. Oh, she's just bitter. Are you insane? That's her daughter out there. No! Oh wait, I did that wrong. Oh well. Her mutation from a zombie's bite was immediate. They're gone. We can't let them bite us, or we'll turn just like them. Blam! He's gone psycho. Her father gunned down his wife and child, inducing a look of trauma into Rebecca's eyes. After it was all over, her father would break down. Jesus. Rebecca, you must live through this, because that monster will divide the Chambers family forever. That's awful. Awful, that's an awful flashback there. As Rebecca grew older, she became determined to find out who was responsible for this zombie emergence. So she joined the Stars as a chemistry specialist, hoping to find a cure for this disease, and even restore them to their former selves. Looking back now, although Rebecca has a high-powered weapon in her hands, even after all these years, she still hasn't learned how to use them. Dad, Mom, Sissy, I'm sorry, I couldn't find out who did this to you, and I'll be next in death. The bioweapon lunged to bite Rebecca, but she wouldn't go down easily, and in a burst of strength, she fought back against the hunter. Oh, swearing. It was like squaring up against a car. A familiar giant hand would come from behind and grab a weapon from Rebecca. Bing must be desperate to return to the swamps. His arm was strong with the strength to flip around the machine gun while releasing its safety. So all she had to do? The arm belongs to Billy. Having derailed the train and waited to make his next move, he lifted the hunter off the ground with the gun. The flames did depart to weaken the hunter R. Now's a chance to kill it. Or what you call it, the hunter R as well. Taking full advantage of this opportunity, Billy opened fired and blasted the machine gun round through the Hunter R's throat. See ya. In hell. The Hunter R was utterly defeated with Billy's punch. He's strong enough to devastate the bioweapon. Yeah, because he's Super Saiyan and now he's gone blonde and yellow. The Hunter's blood would rain down from above and drizzle onto Billy as he cruelly savoured it like wine. Soon enough, Billy would return to normal as the power from his biochemical bullet wore off. Yeah, that's good, so he's not going to be superhuman all the time. Billy, what's wrong? Were you afraid of that monster, or me? Rebecca was at a loss for this man before her, endowed with astonishing power and its unfathomable changes, but defy death and life. Do you have the guts to carry on? Fair warning. Umbrella Castle is just up ahead, and it'll probably be even more dangerous. Without any equipment in a forest full of monsters and beasts, odds of survival are slim. The creaks and surrounding noises would seal Rebecca's decision. Hey Billy, wait for me. Where's she gonna go with him? Where else is she gonna go? As Billy and Rebecca trekked into the Arkley forest, a pair of eyes would appear from nearby. So this thing again? Revealing the stinger, despite being struck behind the train for a while. It resumed its pursuit of Billy and Rebecca, driven by a desire to take its rightful prey. And on the tip of a giant scorpion's tail, there was a man suspended in the air, through his spine from the stinger. Blood dripping from his feet appeared black. Prisoner Tom, Billy's friend, how could he be alive, and bonded to the giant scorpion's tail? Whether he is still human or a zombie, or something other, how will this affect Billy? Will he care? I don't know, maybe. Meanwhile, in Umbrella Castle, the main stars was fall victims to the residents as Captain Marina, facing the weirdest one of the castle. Is that supposed to be Lisa Trevor, or was that someone else? Gah! This horror would berate Marina and snatch only one thing from this person. Don't know what that means. What in God's name are you? A grenade? Ah! Stay back! Pulls the pin out. That is Lisa Trevor. Boom! Yeah, there's boom there. The woman would unexpectedly take Marina's grenade and detonate it in her mouth in a violent act of suicide. There's 2 suicides in this issue. As the smoke began to subside, Marina would take a closer look. No one could survive that, especially at close range. No way. This woman was endowed with an immortal body, capable enough to withstand the force of an explosion, and rapidly heal even the most gruesome injuries. Ah! Monster! Captain Marina soon escaped, only to have 2 others join her. Oh Lisa, why would you ever want to kill yourself like that? See, I don't know if this is supposed to be Wesker or not. Don't you know how much effort I put into saving you? Rawr. Come on Lisa, come back with your big brother. While his words appear genuine, the woman instead becomes more vicious with every word that came out. You really don't recognize me? See the scars on my arm? I rescued you from that wolf when we were kids. Yeah. Wait, that's Billy's scar as well. Now he is the current master of Umbrella Castle. Long ago, I've received the favor of your family. How could I look at you knowing that you were destined to become a zombie, like your parents, your ancestors, fighting everything before ultimately suffer a brutal death? It's a pity that while saving you from that fate, it turned you into an ugly horror. So I conducted my research on heterogeneous drugs with a gene to cure your family's zombie virus and succeeded. It's a pity that while saving you from that fate, it turned you into an ugly horror, said those 2 in the wrong order. Sure, I'm still researching those hunters and the other bioweapons, but in the end, I would just want to develop a cure that would restore your beauty. Please, yes, Lisa. Please believe me, Lisa. You have the power to make that happen. You as Lisa. Just tell me where the Zombie King is, and I promise to restore you to your original human appearance. Who's the Zombie King? And who are you? Are you supposed to be Wesker? Will we find out? After hearing that name, Lisa could no longer hold back her rage. Clench, grip, shit. With the castle's master in danger, the giant behind him made its move and blasted Lisa away with a single punch. Ah! Leave her. She won't be going far after all. This is her home. She's still waiting for her beloved to return. I believe that's when my bait will come. Lisa will obediently lead me just where in the castle a Zombie King is at. Can you imagine how powerful it truly is? So long as you actually find it. Is he talking to himself or that guy? Business has been good with us selling like biochemical weapons overseas. But should it be sold to some measly terrorist nation? The Zombie King itself is the strongest of all the biochemical weapons. You made a weapon and lost it, or try to find it? And whoever harnesses the power of the Zombie King has power over the entire world. How could the man who once saved that little girl go so wrong? As leader of Umbrella, his ambitions are fully revealed. But just how powerful is this Zombie King? And who's the bait in the owner's arsenal? Or a reason more will be revealed in the next volume / issue / video. And now on to volume 4 of Biohazard Zero manhua, with a featured item of Jill Valentine. Is she going to be in this issue? Who knows? What are these things? Are they werewolves? And they are werewolves. But notes here. Deep within this vast dense forest is a little known castle that's hidden even from the heavens above. There are many places in the world that are still a mystery to man. within the property of Umbrella Castle with a radius of 500 kilometers, and hidden within is something that even the Grim Reaper was terrified of: the Nest of Death. Previously, the fight between Billy Cohen and the Hunter R has caused Umbrella Train to crash into the Arkley Forest. Though Billy has succeeded in killing the bioweapon, he and Rebecca Chambers would have to resume on foot to a destination, Umbrella Castle. Walking side by side, they saw that the smoky fog was getting thicker everywhere. "Billy, are you sure we're heading in the right direction?" Rebecca suddenly slipped and fell down a chasm. "Rebecca!" Thankfully the mountain pit wasn't too deep, but at the bottom was full of terrifying things. Ah! Bones! While these human remains were no longer alive, there were many things that still are. Is it going to be rats again? On a century-old giant tree, many panthers lay clustered together, blending with increasing eerie fog. Welcome to the jungle. It's a bizarre thing to say. That's creepy. With Billy having just fought the Hunter R, how could he possibly be afraid of these feline beasts? While most ordinary animals are not to be feared. "Here, kitty, come and get me." But upon closer inspection, the flesh of this panther is pestered with wild eyes and a savage dynamic, and not an evil breed of creature that can be dealt with head-on. On second thought, Rebecca, on a count of 3, then run. 1, 2, 3. Jesus, there's a lot of them. The two turned and ran, and thus the hunt was on. It's getting close. They would make it to the castle's front entrance. While running wildly and without direction, they would make it to the castle's front entrance. Come on! Snow! Before they were inside, a zombie panther lunged for Rebecca's neck, giving little time to react. No! Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. How about some bullets to fill you up? This dialogue's weird. Is it translation? I have no idea. Yes. Ha! Those bolts hold to keep them. Thud. Oh, maybe not. Before Billy could finish, he would witness the power of the zombie panthers as the sharp claws break through a door and injure Rebecca in the process. Oh, Rebecca. Even with its head blown apart, how is it possible that the zombie panther still fights on? Oh shit, come on. It was then that Billy suddenly heard other sounds and thought he had gone mad. Row! It was the sound of bones being torn. Their hearts calmed down, the silence is deafening. Seizing the zombie panther attack, Rebecca takes a peek through a door. Ah! Oh, it's this guy. He's pulling them apart. Wine. Wine. Dripping flesh echoed from outside, with a shadowed figure taking one of the more ferocious zombie leopards and drank its blood. The monster looked back, a mysterious expression that even he didn't know why he gave it. Well, that's weird. Then he claimed his prey and left quietly. We probably shouldn't go out. Yeah, well, thank God that thing didn't crash in. This old castle. Are we at the one that's owned by Umbrella? It has to be. Where the train continued its course, it would have crashed through this place. Maybe that was the point. What is this place? Maybe some secret domain of Umbrella's. But why is this place so empty? With the mysterious castle before him, Billy would have a unique sense of familiarity, like an air of caution in dangerous terrain. The urge to stay awake finally flees Rebecca. Damn, forgot about Rebecca's injury. Happened like 2 seconds ago. Judging from a bleeding wound by the zombie leopard, she needs immediate medical attention. There has to be some first aid supply somewhere. With that feeling of familiarity, Billy would follow his instincts to find medical supplies, and sure enough, he would find her a room. It's weird. The atmosphere in the room was gloomy, and its furnishings dated and odd, such as medical equipment from the 1940s and 50s, and a lifelike, animatically model on display. Given its occupants, giving its occupants a sense of dread. But the stranger's decor was a closed statue of a Japanese military officer, while behind it was a large mural depicting a scene of a Kentai 731 assisting a research team on experiments with the Chinese during World War One, one of mankind's more deplorable moments in history. Why are you... oh, okay, that's weird. Let's heal you up, Rebecca. You'll leave her there. Now to find the right supplies. Just as Billy turned around, the chair would come to life. It's the next villain. 4 clowns spot from the chair and restrained Rebecca. Kinky. That's what they're going to say to her. Moving backwards, the chair would retreat into a U-shaped space as a prelude to the castle's organs. Stop with all the weird nonsense. Billy would have never imagined that by his very hands would place Rebecca on an organ of death, separating the two of the wall of thick glass. No! Wham! Rebecca soon peered at the instruments of the doom. Okay, this is just bizarre. Seeing several buzzsaws extend from above, utilised to cut the chair's occupants to pieces. And blam 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 blam. Shit, bulletproof glass. The tension's rising and Billy's mind running blank. How could he possibly save Rebecca from danger? Suddenly he realised there's a working dial in the mural. That's typical from the games. Help me! Maybe there's some sort of clue in the art. That's it, the Japanese character. The year of the dial is wrong. Could the key to cracking the mechanism be here? Putting his hand on the dial, Billy could rotate it to a different number, affirming his guess on the mechanism. Rebecca, do you know the year when the Kenta Unit 731 was stationed to China to conduct human experiments? Are you kidding me? There's no time. Tell me. Come on, it's 1941. Yeah, 41. And with a click, Billy would turn the numbers to the correct year. Click. Got it. But it wouldn't be enough to stop the buzzsaws as they moved closer to slicing Rebecca. They're still going. After turning to the correct year, a pathway opened from the mule. Who's this guy? Is that Billy? I don't know. Leading to a puzzle just depicting a giant footprint. But what could it mean? Billy needed to know. Ah, my arm! Rebecca, I need to know where on foot sole reflect the meridian of the arm. Don't know what it says. 5th metatarsal on the side, just below the pinky toe. Hearing Rebecca's answer, Billy took aim at the foot control mechanism, stopping the saw from cutting further into Rebecca's arm. This feels a bit like a saw now, as well. Rebecca would have never imagined that a seamlessly useless knowledge of foot massaging would save her life. Yeah, no one would. That's just weird. That did it. Rebecca would instruct Billy on the other parts to retract the other saws. The lower limbs are in the heel, chest is in the centre, but it's so big, so many parts. Billy's last touch made the organ shoot out a poison spear. That's not it, Billy. Hit the fibular sesamoid centre in this bit. Ping ping, at last the final buzzsaw retracted. The glass wall rose back up. Now clamps on Rebecca's limbs unlocked. Billy! That was too close. Come on, let's patch you up. Again. After a crisis, Billy would patch up Rebecca's injuries. So how did you know the mechanism was on the mural? It's strange, I had this sense of familiarity with the castle from the beginning. Maybe there's something I'm impressed about this place. So I'm going to try and find out. You realise that is the statue moving. A terrifying moment would occur. The anatomical mannequin from earlier could move, use its own intestines as garrote wire, where it would kill anyone breaking into the castle. It's quite big as well. I didn't specify that before. Tracking and navigating instruments are useless here, and no one knows what's hidden in the castle. Mainly because anyone who enters the area, neither their records nor their lives come back alive. It was tricky to goad Billy into a castle, but if he dies, there's no one left who can help me find where the Zombie King is. There's no other choice. Everyone turned to that nest and retrieved Billy. I'll have to dispatch them. Death Squad, I think it says there. Death Squad. Under orders of the castle's master, a mysterious truck made its way to its front entrance. Shunk. The loading of heavy munitions was prominent. This death squad was secretly trained by the castle's master. Beneath the mask, no one knew who they were. Ooh, spooky. Are they alive? I don't know. Evidently anyone who faced the death squad are as good as dead, and the unlucky survivors are doomed to joining them. How can a death squad this powerful be even controlled? Guess the master wants to end his dilemma through scorched earth. I'm guessing they are zombies. Whoosh! They're monsters. A Delta squad of 4 quickly board the helicopter, with each team member bearing as an extension of death itself. Armed with this heavy artillery isn't scary enough. To say that would wipe out a city, much less a forest, would be dangerously credible. Let's go. So he's not a monster, so he can speak. One mustn't hesitate to send these elite into these deadly grounds, but to find Billy. Why is Billy so important? Aside from being bait, as the castle's master has said, there's a far deeper connection between the man with the scar and Billy Cohen. Well, I guess the brothers or clones. Meanwhile, Billy and Rebecca are ambushed by a surprise zombie attack. Rebecca, give me the knife. Billy, catch! But the knife was intercepted by the zombie's arm. No, and then raised its hands to hurl Billy into the air. Jesus. Wham. With Billy knocked down, how will Rebecca deal with this atomical horror? Will she just sit and wait? No. In front of the soldier section is an oriental katana. In the nick of time, Billy slashed off the zombie's arm. Billy's like indestructible, isn't he? Ah! Although, for this one critical move, Billy was ready to finish off his master zombie. But the zombie pressed a switch on a nearby pillar, opening a trapdoor beneath them. Clang! Plunging these two into the dark tunnel. Like Star Wars. After sliding for a long time, they saw the exit. Another room surrounded by cushions with a completely different atmosphere. The noise and smoke made them feel like they were approaching another crisis. What? Was this from the same? Is this from the same? Heavy metal music, leather whips, dripping candle wax. Wait. In the middle of it all, a kinky game of danger was being staged. I don't know if this is the same comic. Looks the same. The sex session of a slave and 7 mistresses appeared to interpret animalistic desires of the man. It's the same comic. That's good. I thought the pages were a different comic then. This is weird. Why is it going kinky? With dripping hot wax, you won't hear screams, but sounds of pleasure from this ecstasy. Okay? I'm not describing that. As these naughty girls watched Billy and Rebecca, couldn't seem to pry their eyes from the scene either. Billy, let's go. Wait, my head hurts to think. Rebecca, worry, why is he touching her up? Your wound from that zombie panther. One of it's poisoned. How about... Aye, then Billy acts on primal needs. Suck the toxins out for you. Rip. Yep, there's some clickbait there. Intoxicated by this amorphous fog, can't say a word, Billy would lose himself to his lust. What's next for Rebecca? Will she surrender to this assault, or resist until the end? This castle proved to be quite mysterious and laden with traps and monsters, but the question remains, who actually built it? The first institution that Billy and Rebecca passed, the Footprint Reflection Zone. It is the first of many of the castle's unique architecture. Death Castle. Construction of this ancient castle was built to resemble the layout of the human body, where its appearance can be recognized from a high altitude view, where certain sections match different parts. You can make like a human castle, pretty much. Billy and Rebecca are currently occupying this genital area, where it's of little surprise The two encountered a loo trap. Is that supposed to be a man? Yeah. In the heart of the Arkley Forest, there lies the mysterious Castle of Death. What secrets lie behind its walls? Which ones will Billy uncover, and what will he do when his identity is truly revealed? Find out these more in the next issue and the next video. And now on to Resident Evil 0 Manhwa issue 5, volume 5, trial edition. Don't know what's with this cover. Point these out again. Yeah, let's get straight. And then what was the featured item? Carlos Olivier. Don't know who that is. I think I know who it is. I'm not sure. Previously, Billy and Rebecca had entered the mysterious Death Castle and entered its second zone. A zone of sex and debauchery. Having inhaled the aphrodisiac fog, Billy Cohen would lose himself to his lust and assault Rebecca Chambers. You know, we're gonna get clickbait somewhere. Billy has been celebrating for a long time, because while Billy has shot a biochemical bullet into his heart, the mutagenic toxin within his veins has been completely dissipated. This moment instead it helps him contend with desires beyond reason. Narcotic lust or reason, which side will prevail? I absolutely cannot. Billy, think you can handle this? How long has it been since you've ever even touched a woman? Rebecca suddenly went from shock to seduction to teasing Billy with her assets. The power of lust must not be ignored. This manga's weird. Weird. No one's ever been able to resist our smoke of lust. Let him do it to death, so we can be next. I won't. Come on, Billy. Fuck me. Come on, Billy. Fuck me. And it was then, but Billy refused her. How about a throw with me, Billy? You're not hard enough, but if you really want it, we'll do it my way. Now he's beating up women. Billy turned and grabbed one of the S&M girls. Through sheer power, the woman's clothes are blasted off. Of course they were. Come on then, I'll give you all a turn. But first, give me a kiss, sweetheart. What? That's not a kiss. Yeah. Worthy of a kiss of death, Billy bit into a woman's mouth and cracked apart her bones like hard candy. He bit her mouth. Ultimately ending her. No way! Kill him! Inhaling the fog had transformed this group of zombies into hypersexual beauties. Seeing how their trap had failed, the group would resort to a more direct approach. For each bite, the pain would force Billy into regaining consciousness. So he's just biting on the mouth, is he? What a weirdo. Oh, fist. The power of a biochemical bullet reactivated within Billy's body, amplifying his strength even further than the last time. So he's gone Super Saiyan again. I'll crush you, he shouts. Meanwhile, the Death Squad would approach Buzz Castle's airspace. As expected, the copter's navigation would fail, and it soon lost direction. But through a stroke of luck, hang on, my tracker on Billy's getting a stronger signal. There's some kind of flare going over there. Yeah, because he's Super Saiyan. And that's just where the signal's coming from. It has to be them. Back in the Castle of Death, the blood of those zombies would rain down on Rebecca. After the onslaught, Billy would drain the essence of a zombie group, making it even stronger, with its stench being enough to wake Rebecca from her state. Surprise, surprise. I can feel it. Something's calling out to me. Rebecca, I think I know why this castle is so familiar to me. Her answer is just up ahead. You still up to coming with me? Having followed the clues, the Death Squad has finally uncovered the old castle. Unfortunately, it will be home to a large group of bats. Squee! Abandon the chopper now. It's a bit dramatic. The helicopter slammed into the castle, turning into a ball of fire. But such instances are not common for elite Death Troopers while on mission. They're battle-hardened and capable of fear. I know you're out there, Billy. I will not fail. Are they rescuing him or killing him? I can't remember. Now we know there really is an ancient castle in the vicinity. To reclaim their target, the team will not stop. We'll never back down. Taking the same route as Billy and Rebecca had, They arrived at a medical room first. The surviving atomical zombie with an amputated limb would ambush the soldier, but didn't stand a chance, so the soldier easily obliterated it. Look, some kind of passage. Let's go then. Skid down to the other room. Jesus, this one was not as deserted as the medical room. Nothing held back for your first bloodbath. Hey, Billy. Instead, there were corpses littered everywhere. It seems like that of a pure horror and downright barbaric. Who would believe that Billy's bloody masterpiece was made from not zombies but a human being? Okay, what's this thing? After navigating through the feet, the lower body of the castle structure, they would move towards the intestines, part of the Death Castle, where they would find giant power weapons. But who could have killed them already? Oh, they're dead. On towards the stomach, they would find puddles of acidic solution and large arrows shot from the walls, already disarmed or destroyed. These traps were already destroyed. Good thing too, we may have lost some of our men to them. You know, there's only two of you. The Death Squad would advance on and discover the nature of the connection between the levels of this castle of death. The castle's design resembled that of a human body structure. Here we should be in the throat. So the castle's brain is where the last zone is. Alright then, let's go. The brain will be where the most important thing is. Billy, who is this it you speak of? I don't know, but somehow I remember that it resides in the castle's brain. As for my part in all this, it's all about a blood feud. I wonder if it's revenge. Clatter. After several punches, Billy and his bloodied hand steps into the castle's brain to find an answer to all these mysteries. So Billy can just punch doors down now. From inside, there are surprisingly no fierce hostiles, no mechanisms, only some massive old tree roots. It's plant 42, was it 43? These roots have grown strong. Looks like it's no one has bothered him after all this time. Is that? Oh, what the heck? This comic's just weird. Before them, so the spherical object wrapped within these tree roots. All these conflicts and deaths, each of them originated from it. Is it Dracula? What's inside that thing? Behind this shell, you'll see. From inside there was an iron coffin. I don't know where this is going to go. The coffin slowly opened. And hidden within was a gigantic beast, standing 10 feet high, with wings on its back and festered flesh. While this exemplifies its connection to the zombie creatures, it is much stronger than them. So yeah, it's Dracula. My god, it really is you, Dracula. Billy grabbed hold on the chain on its neck. Those memories came rushing back. Lisa. I remember. I wasn't a soldier at all. Just a man who was called Curse since childhood. What? Okay. Weird. But whatever. Still going Super Saiyan. This castle of death was built specifically to accommodate the Zombie King. Oh, that's a Zombie King. A monster capable of deciding the survival of the entire world. I built this castle so only I can break through its traps. Wait, Billy said that? That's right. Only you can get through. Thank you for leading us here. Who? The Death Squad arrived and proudly found their target, Billy. Billy, who had everything to do with all this, was right in front of them. Who knows if the team will do something unexpected? Fire! Rebecca! Billy moved in front of Rebecca and took the bullets in his back. No matter how strong Billy was, he exhausted a lot of energy after surging through the limits of his power. Because he's a Super Saiyan. Although the bullets could not fully penetrate his body, the pain as a result was by no means slight. But the squad's suppressive fire was intended to avoid hitting the Zombie King. Lights out, little brother. That's a headshot. Billy! Billy is coughing up green stuff. A final shot to the head was enough to drop Billy. Was that blood? I don't know. What are you doing here? Who the hell are you guys? The one who shot Billy, the most inconspicuous of the Death Squad members, slowly moved forward from the shadows. Me? Let's get a better look at you. What? With the mask lifted, it revealed to be the master of Umbrella Castle, Ben Cohen. But even more surprising was the anguish in Billy's voice when he saw his face. Big brother? The revelation was enough to completely revive Billy's true memories, bringing it all back for a full recovery. Harry knew Lisa since he was a child, being brought into the family, the founders of Umbrella, and the discovery of that important thing. It is bizarre and totally not Resident Evil at all. The same day I found that coffin, lying upside down, the lid opened soon after. Inside was that deadly horror, lying perfectly still, bearing no malice or response of any kind. I later learned that it was a mutant ancestor of the Trevor family, Umbrella's greatest asset, the Zombie King. This does feel a bit like Dracula. Its blood would be utilized by Umbrella, acting as a progenitor for the zombie virus. For Umbrella's wealth and power, they could suppress all kinds of incidents through money. And since the Zombie King was built differently from ordinary zombies and could not be controlled, the researchers of Umbrella would protect it. I remember this other incident that also involved the Zombie King. There was this genius viralist employed by Umbrella. One of his inventions was of extreme terror. It was a monstrous biological chemical weapon formula. This formula was thousands of times more deadly than any viral agent in history. And the key to Umbrella's weapon was a pure sample of the Zombie King's blood. However, the upper echelons of Umbrella were surprisingly kind, and would not want to produce a weapon like that, and thus the research program simply disappeared. These past events about Umbrella and the Trevor family, it was after I was part of the inheritance, sometimes later, that my adopted mother told me about this biochemical weapon, where it was unanimous that it must never come to fruition. The best way to ensure this was to hide the Zombie King's blood, a vital component needed in the program. At the time, I knew of the Death Squad's existence, and thus a castle of death was designed with a vicinity with different sections representing its organs, and a number of monstrous sentries flown in for extra defense. After many years, the castle was finally completed, and the Zombie King laid at the end of the structure, surrounded by plants. Lisa, this old man can spend his remaining days here in peace. Promise me, Billy, you will never let Umbrella's wisdom be used to endanger the world. This pendant will be proof of that promise, as a ward to protect it from harm for as long as I live. You forgot all this? But the appearance of one man would change everything. My older brother Ben, we were alike in so many ways, but when he got older, he turned to the drugs trade in the Colombian underworld. He would come across an article about a rumored zombie disease, and saw that I inherited Umbrella. He later led his men all the way to the castle to seize our fortune. I hate that I cared about him, but I took in this man with a human face and a beast's heart. God knows where he found the dead file on that virus program, seeing how it disappeared for years. To him, the virus's potential was 100 times more attractive than Umbrella's entire capital. He's greedy. What happened next? The Trevor matriarch and 4 of our servants were Ben's first victims. He then used Lisa to try and force me where the Zombie King was hidden. Let her go, Ben. Just tell me what I want, or you will regret it. Fine then. Oh, they injected her and made her weird. Yeah. I knew that even if I did tell him where the Zombie King was, he wouldn't let us go. How can he watch Lisa suffer? There's wars in the game or not? Whatever. But that beast didn't stop there. He tried forcing my memories out of me, but everything that happened to Lisa messed with my head. Ben couldn't get what he needed from my head, so he came up with something even more cunning. Like chemically induced false memories, from my mother being gang raped, being assigned to look for evidence on Umbrella. It was all a fake, with only one purpose: to lead them straight to the Zombie King. Incomplete. Experiment incomplete. Well, well, looks like your memory has been fully restored, Billy. You were clever to hide the Zombie King in this fortress of death. No wonder I couldn't find it. But it was fate that brought you back here, and now you've outlasted usefulness. Extract a sample from a precious creature. Yes, sir. Having replicated the incomplete biochemical formula. If a Zombie King blood is fully utilized with a mix, a true biochemical crisis may be revealed, and plunge mankind into a flashpoint of annihilation. Whoosh. Got it. With his thumbs up. Like hell. Punch. Or whack. No way the world will fall into the hands of demons like you. No, we got it. Kill him. Before the soldiers could open fire, the wall behind them suddenly bulged. A pair of giant pincers smashed through the wall. The Death Trooper turned around, quickly, but not quick enough. It's Scorpion again. Revealing the Stinger bioweapon from earlier on the train. A surprise attack of everything in sight. Still there, Tom? Tom? What was the motive for this giant scorpion to suddenly appear? Was it merely on the hunt? The answer lies with a man hooked by the Stinger's massive tail. Tom, you're still alive. I'm quite dead, Billy, just like those things on the train. But that's not going to stop me from using this giant scorpion to rescue you. Oh, bro loves you. The Stinger's giant pincers went straight for Ben, with killing intent. A person who has become a zombie shouldn't have such thoughts. So why would Tom want to protect Billy? And what will be the outcome between Ben and the Stinger? Will the world-destroying virus be completed in the end? All these and more will be revealed in the final issue of Biohazard Zero/video. Boom, boom, boom. And now we're looking at Biohazard Zero manhua finale, again number 6, volume 6. Where have my credits gone? There, you need to pay attention to these things. It says featured item is G2. The Birkin. Saying it all ends here. Biohazard Zero Volume 6, The End. Woo-hoo. Previously, Ben Cohen, the man who seized Umbrella's assets from the Trevor family, finally found the Zombie King, but became the target of a surprise attack after obtaining a sample of Horror's blood. Ben's weapon couldn't pierce the Stinger's carapace and was about to face its counterattack. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Shit. One of the bullets hit home, though it didn't divert the attack. It was enough for him to avoid the strike. Looking around, Ben saw that his situation was dire, because 2 of his Death Troopers were smashed by the wall fragments from the giant Scorpion's attack. This was the first time the Death Squad suffered defeat. Even though the remaining trooper had grievous injuries, he would not give in. Click, and use his last bit of strength in defiance. Come on, you fucking mutant, I'll blast you into Swiss cheese. The minigun and all its power was enough to obliterate everything around it except for the Stinger. Meanwhile, the Zombie King has a flash of inspiration and reawakens. That thing is controlled by the man and its tail. Shoot that man. Yes, sir. Whoosh. But it was too late. The Stinger would crush the last trooper with a sweep of its pincers. No! Clatter. I destroyed his minigun, that's cool. You must be the fuck who created these monsters. Are they monsters? You must be the fuck who created these things. I'll bet you never thought that one of them would end up killing you today. How ironic. You know, I've become one of those undead monsters, as I'll have the urge to kill. His thoughts should have been erased when he was revived. Why would he want to protect his friends? While extremely rare in Tom's case, the reason for this was him being pierced with a tail, from the back, through his abdomen, and out from the neck, blocking the flow of vital blood vessels. We get a picture to see. The result being the mutagen would flow through his body but not reach his brain. With his brain not succumbing to the devastation of the virus, Tom instead became one with the Stinger, manipulating it through brainwaves. I got you now. Ben drew out his gun and made aim for Tom. But is it enough to kill him with a pistol? The Stinger goes back on the attack and raises its pincers for the kill. Shunk. What was going to happen? The stinger once again is too swift. Ben pierced through the torso. Yeah, but he's not dead yet. Heh. And here I thought I had the confidence to finish everything without help. Never thought I needed to reveal my true self. True self? What's that mean? What's he doing? Tom would see Ben's muscles swelling bigger and bigger, tearing through his clothes and armor. With little effort, the stinger's pincers were pulled out from his chest and crushed like glass. What is his true self? Is it going to be confusing now? Oh, that makes sense. Ben has mutated into a ferocious biochemical monster with his augmented strength, allowing him to easily crush the stinger's pincers. The difference in power is comparable to handing a brittle toy to a heavy-handed child. Ben's beastly transformation is from the same vein as Billy Cohen's, with a biochemical bullet, with mutant hormones stimulating the body to make its host even stronger. Look, he's ripping something apart. I don't know what. Having a special solvent implant near his heart, once burst a liquid sac can affect the body in less than 1/100th of a second. The dosage is equal to that of a dozen biochemical bullets, increasing his strength over tenfold. What a junkie. No way, you really had this kind of trump card the whole time? And you made a fatal error in facing me, one that you'll pay with your miserable unlife. He's gone Super Saiyan now as well. Ben punched the stinger with 80% of his full strength to his head, shattering the giant scorpion's carapace with lethal force. The explosive attack would spread from the top all the way to its tail. Boom. Up to Tom's body, freeing him from its stinger, removing the obstruction that kept the mutagen from flowing to his brain. Completing the process and fully turning Tom into a biochemical monster. Now is it turning like into Hulks now, is it? You know, a little bit like Attack on Titan. Putting all of his power behind this attack, Tom burst towards Ben, head on. The difference in power was obvious, as their fists collided in a test of might. Tom's entire arm would be crushed like tofu. Even that's a really weird reference, or referencing the tofu character thing? On the line of life and death, Tom had no choice but to throw another punch, but oddly he felt a cool breeze by his head. I said you would pay for facing me. Before Tom could realize, Ben's movements were astonishingly fast, grabbing his skull tightly. With the eyes again. Yeah. I always keep my promises. Squish. After Ben used his overwhelming strength to kill Tom, he would find out. Damn it, the Zombie King is gone, and so is Billy, and that girl. See, you've been distracted. It must have saved them. The Zombie King seems to have a reason to protect Billy, to give the monster of his death castle rest. This is far from over, Zombie King. I know you're bound to return home sooner or later. Someone will be there to greet you. As Ben predicted, the Zombie King took Billy and Rebecca to Umbrella Castle. But on his path through the Arkley Forest, he is blocked by one person. Lisa. Is she a Trevor? Dunno, I don't know. Billy was the love of her life, so Lisa knew that he would somehow return through intuition. Doom. And into the hands of a Zombie King. Scorn of Umbrella. That man means the world to me. Let go, please. Snarl. Lisa's plea had made the Zombie King furious. With both hands raised, he rushed towards her. Shunk. The Zombie King punches Lisa's skull with both hands deep in the flesh. That's what. You call me a scorn? Well, it is you who are the last heir to Umbrella's legacy, my little granddaughter. We can through that thought, because I have something very important to tell you. That probably is wrong. Can you talk? No. You can talk? Well, in conversation, Zombie King kept his hands in Lisa's skull. Who is this Zombie King? It's weird. I have lived on this world for 100 years, and yet I can't remember how I was afflicted with this zombie virus in the first place. I do know I brought the virus to Umbrella. So much suffering to our family. For that, I am so sorry. While I could maintain my sanity through medication every time I was faced with that savage impulse, I still have an instainable bloodlust, costing the lives of countless innocents over the years. Impeccably, Billy awoke from his unconscious state. I know there are those out there who would kill for my precious blood. The one thing I truly desire is death, but no one can use my blood to bring harm to this world. But until then, I swear to kill the rat bastard who robbed my family's wealth and mutilated my descendants. Since Billy still had traces of the biochemical bullet in his system, he could sense the words coming from the Zombie King, and that bastard was obviously Ben. Zombie King, I'm sorry I led my brother to your family in Umbrella. The Zombie King seems to hold no ill will towards Billy, knowing that all the evil as of late was ultimately initiated by Ben. Struggle saying to the figure. The Zombie King's hands have clearly completed its work, providing a wonderful surprise. Oh, my face! Lisa, you look as beautiful as I remember. As a kid? It's a bit weird. She could tell by touch, with Billy's words to confirm it. It's like a dream. A miracle that bloomed from her heart, turned into reality with the hands of the Zombie King. My dear Lisa, I hope this can return you your happiness from before all this, but there is something I want you to promise me. On my face, just between my eyes, that's where I'm most vulnerable. If I lose myself and start killing, I want you to end me. Grandpa! The last of her family and supreme benefactor, to make such a request. How could Lisa ever do such a thing? Well, I bet Billy can, though. However, there was a sudden strange sound of bones cracking. It was at this moment that Lisa's face would return to its malformed state. No! It's like a tease. From out of nowhere, an uninvited guest would pierce the Zombie King's torso with his fist. Ben's lead executioner, Zero. Hence why it's called Biohazard Zero. Push. His attack would disrupt the Zombie King's power, preventing Lisa's face from being fully restored. Oh no, we must defeat him then, quickly. Zero punched even further, using the momentum to attack Lisa. Lisa's blood was sprinkled out onto the Zombie King's face. Zero had received Ben's orders to intercept and take back the Zombie King alive. Lisa and Billy, however, were expendable. Where's Rachel? Lisa, no! Don't come any closer, Billy. In an instant, that drastic change into a vision of beauty and love was forever gone. Who could bear the pain of gaining and losing again? That little splash of blood on his face would make the Zombie King see red. Zero knew this century-old Zombie King needed to be subdued by force. Before Zero could throw a second punch, the Zombie King grabbed the fist with both hands. Arrgh! With a power that incinerated Zero's entire arm, making it spontaneously combust, and forced Zero to fall back. Arrgh! The Zombie King is stronger than he looks. The Zombie King's rage turned the severed arm to ash, restored his abdominal wound, and rushed up to pay him back. Come on! Arrgh! The full strength of the Zombie King is horrifying. Before Zero could react, his body was already ripped open. This big baddie's not very good, is he? Turning around, the Zombie King's eyes were even fiercer. His last move was merely a test. Now for the final blow. Zero howled as his fatigues flew apart. Pushing to his limits, he would reveal his true form. The rapid regeneration of his tattered body, his mangled arm reconstructed as an organic projectile weapon. The biodestruction ray. Zero's ultimate technique, the biochemical destruction ray, can eradicate all organic matter. So long as it's made of flesh and blood, it will not survive. With a single shot, the Zombie King would fall. It's like Dragon Ball Z. The ray of destruction sprayed like a beam of energy, but the Zombie King flew around the projectile and straight towards its source. Although Zero was powerful, he has never faced an opponent like the Zombie King. To deal with Zero's ultimate attack, he only had to resort to his fingertips, which were strong enough to behead even the strongest beings. This was the end of a fierce battle. No, it was merely the beginning, as the Red-Eyed Zombie King has lost control, and needed to devour more lives to sate it. Starting with Billy, who had little time to react. Ah! Shunk! Drip! Even a simple iron rod could easily penetrate its head, the Zombie King's single weak point. Something struck the Zombie King between the eyebrows. Please be Rebecca. Rebecca, I asked to be Rachel, asked Lisa. The attacker was not an enemy, but Lisa had no choice to save Billy. Forgive me. The weak spot between the Zombie King's eyebrows was not only fragile, but fatal. His bloodlust blew away as death was near, merging what was left of his humanity. Thank you, Lisa. It's a shame that Grandpa, I'm so sorry. Lisa couldn't bear the pain in her heart, so she turned for a retreat. Lisa! The direction of Umbrella and all its evil started because of Billy making him filled with self-loathing. Guess I really am cursed. Whatever happens next is my choice. There's Rebecca. Rather than end his life, Billy chose to turn his resentment into strength, facing the unholy essence that emanated from the Zombie King's lifeless body. Billy willingly absorbed it all. What effect will it have on this poor soul? Once his power is exhausted, the Zombie King will truly return to her grave, not even leaving blood behind, and Rebecca, who slept through the whole ordeal, will be carried back to Umbrella Castle by Billy himself. All of its monstrous occupants soon stayed away from Billy, with Rebecca placed safely in one of its rooms. One more body would be laid to rest, down a dark and familiar stone staircase. Creak. Was it Billy? Down the dungeon to see the coffin again, the beginning and the end of Billy Cohen's story. The Zombie King's final affair. Click. It'll be my cross to bear. In a flash, Billy got into the iron coffin and used it as his nest ever since. Whether it's form, appearance, or strength, Billy was no longer the same man we knew. Needing to build up the depleted power of his predecessor, he chose his coffin as a place of rest as he becomes the new Zombie King. I'll be waiting for you, Ben, and you'll pay for what you've done with your blood. Back at Rebecca's room, there was a constant sound of radio static. Shh! Is B-Team of Stars. Shh! Shh! Can anybody hear us? Shh! Oh, B-Team? That's great. Please respond. Shh! This is B-Team of Stars. Rebecca hurried to take out a radio from her pocket to contact them, not realizing that something would fall out of her pocket at the same time. This little thing that sparked so much senseless killings. Rebecca knew that it was hidden somewhere on him. This is Officer Rebecca Chambers. I'm inside the castle, over. Of Team A? That's great that you're alive. Where are you in the castle? We'll come pick you up. I'm right in front of you. I can see you clearly. Come on, and get me out of this stinking place. Rebecca was filled with joy to be rescued. With the arrival of Stars' B-Team that would close the book on her story. A story of loose ends. This legacy that could still ravage the world was still out there waiting for someone to decide its fate with it. Biohazard end. And that is the end of Biohazard Zero manhwa, with its weird story which has nothing to do with the game. It has two characters from the game is in, and a character from 1. So that the next, hopefully, we'll be doing Resident Evil 2 manhwa, it's 60 issues, and then waiting for the translation of Biohazard 3 to come out, and then we can do that one as well. Lots of videos to come, hopefully.